Hi, I'm Michelle with College Swimming Guide. Welcome to my quick question series of videos designed to help you help your child be recruited to swim in college. This week I'd like to address a question that I receive very frequently. How do we find the right fit to swim in college? After you and your swimmer narrow down the type of college he's interested in, small versus large, urban versus rural, distance from home, climate, etc., the next step is to begin analyzing swim programs and figuring out where your swimmer might fit in. Combining factors such as these with potential swimming programs was like a huge jigsaw puzzle. My son and I had spreadsheet upon spreadsheet analyzing event times, conference championship times, climate, urban versus rural, test scores, academic programs, and on and on. It was totally overwhelming. It was a huge undertaking and took an enormous amount of time. In fact, that's why I developed College Swimming Guide, and I created these spreadsheets for Fastlane members. Our spreadsheet had many columns, and it was constantly changing as we heard of different programs and gathered new information. There are some important questions to answer to help find the right fit. Where does your swimmer want to fit as a freshman? A swimmer can be among the fastest on the team as a freshman and set school records, or he can not even make the travel squad until his junior year, with a wide range in between. This decision requires the swimmer to think about what motivates him. If he sets school records as a freshman, will he have anything to work for as a sophomore? If he doesn't make the travel squad, will he be motivated to do his best in practice every day, knowing he won't be competing in most of the meets? The only person who can truly make this decision is the swimmer himself. Where can your swimmer score in conference champ meets? Most college coaches are looking for swimmers who can contribute to the team score at the conference championships. Look up the results of the conference champ meet and see if your swimmer would have made finals or have been close. If they're far off the times required for finals, it may be best to look at slower conferences. If they would have won the A final as a freshman, it may be a good idea to look at faster conferences, unless the school has an academic program that is top-notch and will prepare your swimmer for the career of his dreams. Which schools are in the conferences where your swimmer fits? Once you've identified some conferences that fit your swimmer well, look at the list of schools within the conferences. Sometimes your swimmer will rule some out based on location, size, climate, and so forth. The remaining list is a good place to start doing some analysis. Look up the top times by event, usually found on the college athletics website, and see where your swimmer fits in. If your swimmer's best events are the 100 and 200 breaststroke, and the school lists 4 fast breaststrokers who are all freshmen, the school may not have a strong need for your swimmer. This is not a reason to rule a program out, as the coach may have room to bring in extra swimmers who show potential. One of the swimmers may leave, etc. It just means the school should probably go on your second-tier list for the time being. Fastlane members have access to spreadsheets compiling these times to figure out where they fit best. It's important to develop a fairly large list of potential schools in the beginning, as there are many swimmers competing for the same event and admission requirements vary. Do swimmers on the team improve? Depending on your swimmer's goals, it may be important to look at whether swimmers in the program tend to improve over their 4 years in college. You can do this by looking at the top times listing for the last few years and tracking the swimmer's performances in your swimmer's events. Some kids swim in college for the camaraderie, the exercise, and love of the sport, and they're satisfied if their times remain the same or just improve slightly. Others are still training hard to achieve NCAA cuts or even Olympic trial cuts. Does your swimmer meet the admissions requirements? After developing a list of schools where your swimmer fits well in terms of swim times, it's important to see if they're likely to meet the admissions requirements. Mid-range test scores are often the first place to look. If your swimmer falls within the mid-50% of test scores of accepted students, they're in a pretty good place. If they fall above this range, it obviously helps their chances of being admitted. If they're in the bottom 25%, the coach might be able to help get them admitted, but you don't want to count on that at this point. Most coaches would rather pursue swimmers who can be accepted on their own merit unless they are really a top swimmer. What is the team emphasis on academics? Just like coaches are concerned with the recruit's academics, the swimmer should be concerned with the focus on academics within the team. Teams with higher GPAs usually tell a recruit about it, so if a coach does not mention it, it might be a good idea to ask. Many teams offer tutoring and other academic support for swimmers, and this is important to learn about. The grueling practice schedule can make it harder to keep up with schoolwork, and away meets may result in missed classes. These questions are just the tip of the iceberg in terms of analyzing swim programs to see where your swimmer fits best. Other factors include fitting in with teammates, training style, coaching style, and many more. There are no right or wrong answers. It's where your swimmer feels most comfortable. For more information on simplifying the recruiting process, check out the College Swimming Guide website at www.collegeswimmingguide.com to learn how to become a member of the Fastlane. Members receive monthly action items, sample emails to coaches, lists of questions to ask coaches, and many more resources. We also have a directory of all college swim programs in the country with information about each program and questions answered directly by the coaches, including practice schedules, when coaches prefer to be contacted by prospective recruits, whether the program offers scholarships, and what the coaches are looking for in a swimmer. Fastlane members have access to spreadsheets of conference championship meet times and top event times for all of the college swim programs in the country to save you hundreds of hours of time in your research. Our Fastlane community is an online space for swim parents to ask questions and share information. And of course, Fastlane members have access to my expertise through the private community, live chats, and the ability to purchase private consultations if desired. I hope you consider joining the Fastlane. Feel free to contact me through the website if you have questions about the material.